how can I go to the Public Complaints Commission and report that MTN took my 100 naira? You are now listening to
Ombudsman Radio.
Hello and welcome to Service Hour. I'm excited for this one because this is actually our third episode with myself, Mati Fati, alongside Jem. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine as
You
well.
look all smiley today.
Yeah, so because I'm excited for this one.
Yes. Every time we prepare to come on here, I'm just so excited because we get to share our insights with you and touchlight you towards the path of the Public Complaints Commission. And today we are going to be dealing with a very pivotal service provider in Nigeria. This one is the telecommunications. I know you're watching and you're wondering, what is the telecommunication? What's it about? Telecommunication is sharing information over a distance. It could be using your phone, your laptop, various apps like tech products like Skype, Facebook, WhatsApp, radio, TV, etc. We cannot start without giving you a little backstory of how it came to be. So Jem would be taking us on a ride.
With pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you want to know how telecommunications started in Nigeria. Well, as with most things, the British era, the colonial era.
I think you have something for the British era, really.
Basically, most things started in that era.
Yeah.
So, like in 1886, right, that was when the first telecommunication services started in Nigeria by the British colonial masters government. And they started basically with telegraphic lines that connected Lagos to other administrative regions. So, but basically, it was just communications around the administrative areas. So it was sort of limited. The coverage was sort of limited to just those areas. Then fast forward to post-colonial era, the Nigerian government took over, and then there was the need to expand, if not for anything, at least to ensure development. And then came NITEL in 1985. That's the Nigerian Telecommunication Limited, right? So NITEL is supposed to became the sole provider of telecommunication services in Nigeria. Of course, they were tasked with providing or ensuring fluent and fluid communication between or covering areas in Nigeria. But there were also some limited coverage, and then the services were expensive because not everybody could have access to it. Yes. Basically, the coverage was still also limited to Lagos and certain areas, right? So there was still need for improvement in that area. And then eventually, we arrived at the creation of further telecommunication lines. We had NITEL in 1985, and then after that, we had the creation of mobile lines as well.
Like the MTN.
No, before the MTN came later on, but just like those line that we used to whine those times.
I was not born.
I think I met it. You whine to get numbers. Yes. Then in 2000s, particularly in 2001, but before then, I think in 1992, we had the creation of the Nigerian Communication Commission. They were established to ensure the monitoring of the telecommunications in Nigeria and maybe competition as well, to just ensure that the services get improved upon and people had access to proper quality, good quality basically. So we had in the 2000s, basically in 2001 we had NCC auction GSM services to operators like MTN, then Econet, then who is now Airtel now, yes, and Globacom. And then there was need for further improvement, and then privatization came in, and then we had Etisalat, now Nine Mobile. So all this this is how we have been coming.
Evolved,
we have evolved over the years, and we've gotten to this point basically.
And that's amazing. That's really cool. But Jem, I have a problem. Why do you always draw reference to the British era?
Because that's where most things
No,
started
it started with us Africans. We smoke. That was where telecommunication started from.
No, we were communicating in more primal ways, like talking drums,
related to us too.
Okay, basically we would call that tele. It's just a communication, it's just a means of it's just a form of communication, maybe not tele at that point. Exactly. But basically it started with them. They brought technology to us, so we link everything
back to them.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Despite all of this evolution over the years, we could still point fingers to some of the challenges, some of the malfunctions of the telecommunication
Yes, but
industry.
before we get to that, how about we look at the functions, like the
Okay.
importance of this thing
Okay.
in our lives? Like
Yeah.
it's undeniable that
Yes, you can't
know
deny
the
it.
road.
They've made everything a lot easier.
They bridged gap,
Yeah.
made communications
I
more.
think there's this media theorist, I can't remember his name, who said the world has become a global village.
Yes,
Yeah, that has been possible through the help of technology.
exactly.
Yeah.
So with telecommunications, right? Before you would need to send letter through the post
And
mail
wait for weeks,
days, months, even sometimes, or just wait
Yes.
till your neighbor is traveling to the village and you can say, please
Yeah. Yeah.
help me tell mama that, or tell papa that.
And maybe mama cannot read that letter.
So it's just, but now you can just pick up
Call.
the phone.
Yeah.
At some point, just very few persons could afford telephone.
get that.
SIM self. The SIM cards were quite expensive. Just very few persons, and
Could
then
afford
we
it.
had call centers. Remember call centers?
Yes.
Where you just go and pay like maybe 20 naira, then
Then
like
you
1
start-
minute call.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
were
yeah.
just those like
We've
how
really evolved.
yes,
We've really
and all those
evolved.
things were just a very different way of the way we had been operating, right? So life was just like becoming easier.
Yeah.
Telecommunication was basically improving our lives. We were able to stay in touch or keep in touch with our loved ones
Yeah.
and not having to wait till days. And now you can literally talk to anybody
Anywhere in the
anywhere,
world.
anytime, any day, thanks to telecommunication. So
Yeah.
basically easy. And then we can also forget that they've improved the economy. Yes, and we've had investors come in.
Yeah, to
yes,
buy
also,
into it. Yeah.
yes, they've improved the economy generally.
Yeah,
So
it has,
that's
it
one
has.
great importance as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I would say that there are still like several functions,
Of
like
course.
access to information with your mobile phone, your laptop. You can simply just go online. We even have AI these days.
Exactly.
Where you can just do anything. There's an app I recently heard about that a journalist can actually write like the news, and then this AI would voice it and it wouldn't sound strange or foreign.
Oh, wow.
You can use a Nigerian accent. The AI would voice it like a Nigerian, and you
Yes,
can
I
add
think
your
I've heard
name.
of that, yes.
That's really amazing and so cool.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah,
It's
but
amazing.
I'm so scared that they might take our jobs.
No, no one
Yeah.
will do it like Fatimati.
Oh, that's so sweet. And it has another function is emergency services like the 911,
Exactly.
the fire services. You can just pick up your phone and maybe we are not omnipresent.
Of course.
So you can't know what's happening at every place at every given time. So this has made it easier for you to just pick up your phone, call somebody and be like, oh, this is that happening
Exactly.
right here, and they just rush to your safety. You get so
Another
it's been amazing.
beautiful thing is e-learning.
Yeah.
Most people you just can learn whatever you want to learn from
Without
the comfort,
leaving your house.
Yes, from the comfort of your home. And all of this is provided for by telecommunication services.
I think that's what the National Open University leverages on.
Yes,
you don't have
exactly.
to be physically present in the class for you to learn. You can just go online, download PDFs, read up, watch YouTube videos, even maths. You can learn it online.
Exactly, and then we
That's
have people who
amazing.
are even learning across the borders of the
Country.
of Nigeria. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Learning across continents and what have you.
Another function is the healthcare. It has improved the healthcare. I don't know if that's already evident in Nigeria, but I think I heard of e-health or something.
Yeah, telemedicine.
Telemedicine.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the hospital. You just pick up your phone, give the doctor your symptoms, and they diagnose you. They don't even have to see you.
Of course, there's we hope that people are not abusing the usage. Of course, yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing that has its advantages without its disadvantages, right? And I think it's one of the problems that telecommunication have faced. The possibility of having your information, the piracy to your information.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
And I feel another important function that everybody uses telecommunication for is social connection rather. Social
that cannot
connection.
be overemphasized.
That's why this has given birth to introverts. Because I don't like to hang out with people. Why would I love to hang out when I can actually talk to them on the phone? You get?
I want to mention something. I remember when extra co was on in school then. I think I was in school then. Oh my god, I think it bridged gap for so many people. You will
Yeah.
just save your gist and wait till once it's
Extra
12 like
cool.
this. Hey, you download the gist for everybody at just 0 naira.
Yeah.
Like free.
I think that culture should come back. I think it should, even if it
I'm
doesn't
sure
look
I'm not
feasible.
sure they will break even if it's
Yeah.
right, because everybody, I'm not sure most people bought into it. It was just the younger generation that was using that. But if they should repeat it again,
People would take advantage of it.
everybody will take
Yeah,
advantage
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
Really.
yeah. And then another function is it helps businesses thrive.
Uh-huh.
So many businesses do, like, they render their services
Online,
online.
exactly.
Others use as a supporting method for their businesses. You don't have to physically come. You can just send them a DM. Hi, I want this. I want this. I don't have
Yeah.
to see you. You don't have to see me. I make my payment and
that's
I
all.
get
And
my
all
service.
of this is made possible with
Through
telecommunication services.
Yeah,
So it's a good one. It's a very good
Yeah.
one.
So we're going to be talking about the challenges of the telecommunication industry. What are these challenges, Jen? Could you help us with that?
Yeah, basically, I think I'll start with high cost of infrastructure. I think it's quite pricey to mount masts and all of that, especially in rural areas.
Yeah.
These telecommunication companies are trying to. The goal is to have coverage in rural areas.
Yeah.
They want to reach as many people as they
possible,
can. Yes,
yeah.
and that will require mounting masts and having some other infrastructure to put in place to ensure that their coverage is met.
Yeah.
Right? But then these things cost something.
Money,
Yes.
yeah.
And it might not
And
be
then
so
imagine
feasible.
if you go to these places, mount your mask, do everything you're supposed to do, and then you don't even get back. You don't get a return on your investment. No,
And
no.
ideally, right? Ideally, masts are meant to be mounted in inhabitable areas, like areas where people are not living.
That's where it's
Or
most
supposed
needed.
to be.
Yeah.
But then in Nigeria, you see them close
running
to,
away. Yeah.
and then you start having people like maybe vandalizing it, or people even sometimes sue these communication companies, saying that the mast is hazardous to their health and stuff like that. So these are all challenges that they experience.
Yeah.
They go through a lot,
A lot,
really,
yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes I feel certain you can just peacefully mount your mask somewhere and somebody will go and losing something and go and sell it. I wonder what the problem in this country is, honestly.
The day we have
We're trying
answer
to make
that.
something better and you are here trying to ruin it. It's
Then
just,
well, maybe it might boil down to lack of knowledge.
yeah.
Maybe not knowing that this thing is actually
Or
supposed
greed.
to be used.
Greed.
put to
Some
use.
people they know, but they're just selfish.
It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. So another challenge is the regulatory constraints. For me, I don't think that's a challenge
Is it?
because I feel like it's put in place to help us, the users.
yeah.
You get.
Yeah,
So
I
imagine if service providers do not, like MTN, Glow,
Do
Airtel,
not have any
they do-
regulations. Yeah.
they would we
Yeah.
would be shortchanged.
Yeah. But then, in a way, it affects their business.
Yes, because they're there to make money, of course.
Exactly.
So, well, me, I just think it's a 50.
I think one of the things that affected them, or really that was favorable to the end users, was the pay-as-you-go thing that was introduced.
Okay.
Ideally, we're charged maybe monthly. You had this, you just like the way we do with the electricity. You had the monthly bill you pay, but now it's just whatever you load into your
That's
phone
what
is
you
what you
use.
use. So it's
I
pay-as-you-go.
remember when we used to you sub for data for a month and it will last. But
Yes.
now you can use a month's worth of data in a day. I'm like, how is that even possible? How is that possible?
They're trying to make ends meet. They're trying to break even at the end of the day.
Yeah. So now we are going to be, in as much as they have their challenges, we the end users have ours as well. So now we're just going to be delving into the challenges that end users of these services face. The first one,
It's plenty.
poor network.
Ah,
Poor network.
this was what I was talking about when I said coverage, limited coverage.
Yeah.
Their goal is to be able to cover as many areas as possible, but then they have challenges that they are not able to meet this goal, and then
And that's a problem for
it
us.
affects the users. Yes,
Yeah.
because this will result to poor network, poor means of communication, and that's
Or
been happening.
total blackout.
Yeah, there's sometimes that it's just not there.
No notice, no memo, no nothing. Like
Exactly.
they won't even say, "Oh, tomorrow there's not going to be network." You just wake up and there's
Or
no network.
just send a mail or something, or a text message. We'll be
Yeah.
running a routine maintenance at so time from so period. There'll be no,
Yeah.
instead of just going out, and then
just
this
like
thing
that.
affect businesses, families.
Yeah.
Some persons might be in emergency situation, and then they are not able to contact or reach out to anybody. It's crazy, really.
And then unreliable services. I think it still boils down to the same thing.
While I would say that we have come a long way from
There's
where we
still a
used to
lot.
be, yes,
There's
there's
still a
still we
lot.
need to improve. Like, no, there's a lot.
One is unexplainable charges.
Is that what you're talking about? That we just use data that ought to be used for a month. We use
Using
it
a
for
day.
it's sometimes it's inexplainable. I don't know.
How is that?
I don't know how
It didn't used to be like this.
Sometimes thank God for phones that have avenue where you can track your data usage, right? Because sometimes you need to go and check that.
What am I using it for?
What did I do? It's
And it's
gone.
my money. My money is going.
It's gone.
Somebody said data will make me walk naked on the street because I will sell my clothes and buy data, and
And
it
you
still
need
will
to
not
stay
be
connected.
enough. Yeah.
Yes, you need to stay connected. We've gotten so used to it.
That's
We
the
need to
problem.
stay
That's the
connected.
problem. Sometimes I'm offline and I feel like I'm missing
You
something.
miss- and
and
it's
then I
true.
sub and I come on and it's like, oh, nothing.
But sometimes you're actually missing something.
Yeah,
Things
yeah.
would have gone, and you don't know what you'd have missed.
True.
Yeah, it happens.
So another malfunction or challenges for we the end users is lack of transparency. You just start deducting, no explanation. We don't even know what you're deducting for. I feel like we deserve to know. There are some hidden charges that shouldn't even be there in the first place.
And there's sometimes I don't know if you've seen this. You just be notified you have been debited 100 naira for
Bet something. I'm like,
how now?
I didn't subscribe.
How now? And there's the way they do it, that when the pop-up notification comes into your phone, you might not even before you say jack up, you say, and then next thing they'll send you a message that 100 naira has been debited from your account.
Did I send?
Like, can we have a way where people actually request for these things? I don't know if it's like a
It should take
publicity
like
scheme.
a longer process. Maybe if
Yes,
I
are you
have,
sure?
okay, you can. Yeah, they used to
I'm
do that.
sure.
They used to do that.
Because I might have mistakenly pressed something,
And then it's just like you set a base and you're waiting for me. You just catch
Exactly.
me, and that's all. That's
Money
not
gone.
nice. Yeah.
It's not funny, actually.
Yeah, it's not. So many people have experienced a lot, innumerable challenges, with using the telecommunication. But still, we're not gonna give up. We're still hoping for the best.
Yes.
Yeah, to come.
We're looking forward to improvements. I'm sure the NCC is working tirelessly to see that measures are put in place to help us as well as them, because I understand that they need to break even.
Yeah, but
they need to
consider us too.
yes, we need to consider ourselves.
Each other, yes,
we
yes,
both
yes.
need to consider ourselves.
I recently heard about that 50% increment in tariff.
But I understand, to a large extent, I understand the need for it, because these people are saying that they've not had any form of review since 2013, right? And this is like what, over 12 years?
Yeah. And so much have changed.
You get
so much.
the cost of running,
it's not easy.
it has changed from the cost of running an organization is different from what it used to be 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So you cannot still be using that.
Same rates. Yeah.
Ideally, there ought to be a review of this thing. But then, please be kind with us.
Yeah.
Maybe not 50. How about 25?
Thank you. 20,
just be kind.
50.
We are all feeling this inflation.
Yeah.
We are all,
We're feeling the heat.
Exactly. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
So basically, some persons, now how do we, or why are we here talking about this Public Complaints Commission?
Yeah.
Yes.
For some person, they might be like, oh, how can I go to the Public Complaints Commission and report that MTN took my 100 naira, MTN took my 1,000, MTN, but there are some companies out there, some organizations who are actually losing big money from like the lack of transparency of telecommunication. Some people use routers in their offices, in their organizations, free Wi-Fi. They put in a lot of money into subscribing.
Exactly.
Some put in millions. You might be surprised.
Yes.
And then imagine if I feel like I'm shortchanged after I put in millions to recharge something that will make my organization better. So definitely I want to know why.
Yeah, you need to seek redress.
Yeah.
And be heard. And I don't know, it's not just the big companies. If no matter 100 naira is a lot of money to every goddamn person. If you feel like however amount it is and you don't understand what's going on, we're here for you.
Yes.
You don't need to go and start breaking down their doors or
Being,
obstructing
yeah,
constituting
or
nuisance to
being
the public. Yeah,
aggressive,
just come, no matter how little you think
we
the
will listen
complaint
to
is.
you,
We're
yeah.
here to listen to you and to help you seek redress.
Yeah. And if you think that, oh, I can't come out or blah blah blah, there's no public relations office in my region, I have to travel to the state capital, you can just use your smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone these days. We have a website and www.pcc.gov.ng.
.ng.
You can simply go on there to lodge a complaint, and a public relations investigation officer would immediately be assigned to you, and they will take up the case, and we assure you that you would get justice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not just, we come here and we talk about these things, right? We talk about users and, the services that these service providers provide, and we try to assess the quality of it, right? But that's just not what PCC is about. Public Complaint Commission is about, really. If you are a member of staff in any of this organization and you feel that you have not been treated rightly, or there's been a case of administrative injustice,
And you're like, oh, how can I take up the fight against just me, myself, against an organization? PCC is here to give you all the backing you need.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are here to listen to you, not just listen, but ensure that your complaint is resolved to the last letter, to the bit
Without
of
a
it.
single dime.
Yes,
Nobody will
for
take
free.
anything from you. And might I add that the Public Complaints Commission is completely accessible to the general public. People see
Yes.
buildings and be like, oh, how do I walk in? Who do I talk to? Start talking to the security from the gates. I
No.
have a complaint. You will not get lost.
They will direct you.
Yes.
And then I think I have to say this. There's something this chief commissioner said, Honorable Bashir Abubakar.
Okay.
He said, Public Complaint Commission is the place where you walk and then you are sure that you make heaven. You know why? Because you get to help people who are in distress.
Wow.
And then simple as, thank you for helping me out.
Is enough.
God bless you.
Is
It's
enough.
enough. Seriously. So we're not here for the financial gains, right?
Yeah.
We're just here to make sure that life is a little bit more comfortable and easy for you,
Yeah.
really. And all we want is your thank you. That's all.
That's all. So
Even if you don't give us
heard.
thank you, self, we will
No
not be
wahala.
angry. We'll
No,
still,
no wahala.
we are okay like
Yes,
that.
so.
The satisfaction of doing our job is
Yeah.
okay for us.
Knowing that, oh, I've helped somebody,
Exactly.
I've lifted a certain burden off somebody's shoulder is a lot for us. It means a lot. Okay, I think that brings us to the end of
Certainly.
the third episode of the Service Hour. My name is Mati Fati, and this is
Gem.
Thank you so much, guys, for always, being here, watching
Sorry.
us, following us. If you have any complaints, like we've rightly said, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are on ground waiting to receive you. Thank you so much for watching again. See you again next
Bye.
time.